Hi everyone, Karen here from Holistic Essentials Therapy and Consulting, bringing to you this week's spiritual guidance and insights for Monday the 9th of July through to Sunday the 15th of July. And I have been called to use Rebecca Campbell's beautiful, I love them, Work Your Light Oracle cards. They're just gorgeous. And as I connect to these cards, I feel a deep resonance with these cards, because a lot of them talk also of Atlantis and Lemurian. And through Ascension Reiki, I've connected very deeply to that energy over the last, or since 2012. And so it's very much an energy that is really being reawakened within all of us on the planet at this time. There are many healers that are coming forward. There are many beautiful souls out there who are, focused purely on bringing the old ancient wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria back into the now. And for myself, what I really feel is, I feel that we've come forth into our lifetimes bringing the knowledge of Atlantis, bringing the knowledge of what it means to live in an evolved society, bringing through the knowledge of what it means to, I guess, step into our truth. But what I have really worked with over the last few years is working through the old fears that have been brought through to us as women from generation after generation after generation after generation, of being squashed, of not being free to speak our truth, of being, tortured or killed for, being a healer or being a psychic or, being at one with nature. And so I feel, especially through my time, since I've learnt Ascension Reiki, and of course that's connecting to the angelic realm as well, what I have really thought over the last many years has been, what is the responsibility for us then bringing forth this information? And I attended an amazing workshop with Dominique Oyston, and she does a lot of work with the lost lands. And so we did a meditation there, and it was to take us back to Atlantis. And one of where I thought I was going to go, I didn't quite go to. I thought I was just going to go to the Healer's Temple. But I actually had to go and speak before a group of people about where in my time at Atlantis, and most of us have been at Atlantis, we would all have memories of that time. It was a huge civilization that existed for a long time. And what I really felt was that at that time, there were things that were going on and power was being used in the wrong way and it was being abused. And the life that I had in that lifetime didn't feel that I had the power to change that or to stop it, actually. And so what also came from that was I felt very strongly that in this life that I have from a very young age felt a power within myself that I've not been able to explain. And then witnessed being able, I guess, to use that in the form of manifestation very young, and being afraid of that, being afraid of my own power, of also coming into this lifetime fearing also the responsibility of stepping into those roles, and also the knowing and the understanding that I came away with on this weekend of what my drive is in, really getting the message out there of coming from the heart space instead of coming from the ego mind. The mind is there for us to use in harmony with our heart. So if the intelligence of the heart and the consciousness is the space in which you are coming from, and then you use the mind to articulate the words and to share knowledge or to share wisdom, or even just to speak from, then in that moment when you're coming from the heart, you're actually removing yourself from the ego mind, because the ego mind wants power. The ego mind wants recognition. The ego mind wants to be right. The ego mind wants all it does is wants. It's never happy. It's always looking for the newest, biggest, brightest, shiny thing. It's very quick to tell us, how crap we are and how badly we're doing and how we're not as good as that person over there, or, how we should be doing this, or I need 50 more certificates or 20 more degrees before I'm going to be deemed good enough by the eyes of the outside world for me to do the work that I love. And so the ego mind has been very instrumental over the generations of civilizations also. If you were to look back, the civilizations evolved to a level of having so much technology and so much wisdom and so much power, and they're, operating at such a high level, and then they just kind of destroy themselves. And so I feel at this time the old information is coming back through, and that we are awakening to that so that we can relive that, bring that, our gifts and our tools back into this life to raise our vibration on the planet, so that perhaps in this lifetime we can use it more responsibly. And while we cannot control how the powers that be use the technology that they have access to, we can control how we use our own internal power, how we use our gifts, what words we send out into the universe, what energy and what language and what vibration we bring to the universe. And so we can all co-create with the universe to bring forth the life that we would all like to have. They talk about heaven on earth, and through all of the research and learnings and spiritual people that I've listened to over the years, the thread all seems to be the same, that heaven is already on earth. Heaven is here, and heaven is the way that we view the world. Quantum physicists have already determined that we live in a matrix world, and what we actually think and feel and say and do, everything outside of ourselves is a projection of what's going on inside of ourselves. And so we can become more heart-centered based. We can be aware of the ego mind. We're never going to be able to stop it, but we can not buy into its story. We cannot buy into the conditioning and choose to come from a different space. I feel that there is a lot of healing that is happening on the planet at this time for all of us who are awakening to there's something more. There's got to be something more than this. Surely there's more to life than this. And, so many of us live our lives through the veil of fear, and we get stuck not being able to move forward in any direction, or even backwards for that matter, because we're so afraid that if I go this way, what if I get it wrong? If I go that way, what if it's not the right choice? If I go that way, what if there was another option that I missed? Whereas if we come from each day, perhaps having a daily practice of meditating and connecting into the deepest aspect of yourself, and just coming back to the breath and just bringing your attention to your heart space. And if you just bring yourself back to that space, before you speak, before you make a decision, before you look outside to see what the options are, just connect in here first. And what you'll find is that when opportunities arise for you, when decisions need to be made, when there are choices to you, available to you, you'll find that it's just the next step, because you're already in alignment. You're already in the now. You're already in the present moment. So any step that you take forward is going to be the right step. So I hope that serves you well. So for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, love it. I just love working with the energy of the universe. Apparently, we're all awakening. Love it, love it. energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Oh, I just love this. And how beautiful are the colors in these cards. They're just gorgeous. So there is a lot that is happening on the planet at this time. There are a lot of planets that are going, there are a lot of planets that are going into retrograde, which means that they bring in all of their own energies as well. Now, I'm not a huge astrologist, and so please keep up to date on my Facebook page, because I love to share, you know, Forever Conscious. They have great updates on energy and astrology. And so I share those with you guys. So as I'm speaking to you about this now, and I'm checking in, and so as I'm checking in with the energy of the universe at the moment, and at the energy of Mother Nature, the planet, Mother Earth, there really seems to be a calling for us to kind of slow down, to really come back to the breath, and to really be gentle with ourselves, to really just allow ourselves to move with the flow of life. Because what is happening at the moment is that there are energetic upgrades. What does that mean? Science has already shown that the planet, its consciousness, its vibrational frequency has significantly increased since 2012. And it's continuing to increase. And if you're a sensitive, perhaps you're aware of the higher frequencies that you can hear in your ears. So I've had the real high-pitched frequencies, especially over the last few days, and I'm waking up with it at night as well. So what that says to me is there is so much energy that is being projected to the planet and all of us at this time. So we have Mother Earth, who is raising her own level of consciousness and her own vibrational frequency, which in turn affects us because we are a part of nature. And then we have the cosmos that is also streaming. And the way that it's being presented to me and the way that I've been shown by my guides is that there are light beings, so kind of separate to angels, but light beings, whose sole purpose at this time is to continuously stream the energy of love to every human being on the planet at this time. And so you are at this time being upgraded to a higher frequency. Now, what that does is sometimes that can make us feel like we're stuck. Sometimes that can bring through a sense of tiredness and exhaustion, because what's happened is that energetically our etheric bodies and our auric bodies and our soul self is raising in vibration, but the physical body has to catch up. So we're vibrating at this level and the body is here. And so there is a period of, once we have been energetically upgraded, that the body needs to transition. Now that also brings some changes with it, in that you may find that you're no longer as tolerant of people's behaviors around you as you once were. You may also find that this brings to you the deep knowing and drive within yourself that something in life needs to change. It also brings a deeper awareness into you, so that when you are interacting with people, you're seeing through the bullshit. You're actually seeing the people are speaking to you, but you are able to sense that they are not in alignment with what they're saying to you. And so that's huge. And this is very much the energy that's flowing through from, you know, early this first part of July. And, you know, the first week of July has been a very big week energetically as well. And I feel that that's kind of flowing into the week of the 9th. So So for Thursday and Friday, Mintakan. I hope I've said that right. Mintakan. How gorgeous is that? Longing for home. Belonging, the original Lightworkers. So I know even for myself, especially as a light worker, a starseed, and an empath from such a young age, I spent most of my early life just not having a clue what I was doing here, and felt so out of place, and really just felt so different to everybody else around me. Nobody spoke the way that I did. People didn't see what I saw. I understood people on a very deep level, and growing up, my friends just didn't get that. And so what I feel very strongly, and this does relate to you, if you are watching this, you are a light worker. If you are on my page, you are perhaps a starseed, or a newly awakened. You are here on this page for a reason. And so longing for home, I have spent such a long time in my life wanting to be everywhere else but where I am. And what I have come to know and understand is that home is actually in here. This is that we're wanting to be raised up, we're wanting to go to different galaxies, we're wanting to, go to Pleiades, and we're wanting to, be Arcturians, and there's all of this, and this energy is there for us, and it's all happening, and it's all very real, and not everybody is on that plane right now. But the message that I feel that is coming through for you is that this is exactly where you are meant to be. And on a soul level, your soul chose to come to planet Earth at this time in history to assist in the awakening of the planet. You have agreed to bring forth your light, whatever that may be, to bring through your gifts, whatever that may be. Whatever it is that lights you up is your gift that you have been blessed with to bring forth in this life. And so you're being asked on Thursday and Friday to just be happy in the space in which you are at right now. Just acknowledge, say thank you, universe, for lifting the veil from my sight and revealing to me the truth that home is where I already am, that home exists within my heart center, and that home is just a thought that I have the power, the knowledge, and the wisdom to create within my own space, and so it is. So I hope that that serves you well. That's been a big journey for so many of us, is to just connect into Mother Earth and really find a way to choose to live this life, rather than trying to be anywhere else but here. On Saturday and Sunday, Sisterhood of the Rose. I love this. Reminds me of Mary Magdalene. Love this, love this. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. I feel a very deep connection to Mary Magdalene, to this card, as I'm connecting into this energy. And what is it that sisterhood, what is it that Mary Magdalene brings through? So Mary Magdalene brings through a line, a lineage of priesthoodness, of teaching old traditions, of teaching the way, of old rituals, of sisterhood coming together. In all of the old traditions, it was the women that held the rituals and passed them on through story. It was the women who knew how to bring the right energy into an invocation in order for the power of the earth, the power of the ancient ones, and the power of the higher wisdoms to be filling the voice with that level of consciousness to come through. And so what you are being asked to do is a few things, actually, should you choose to, and if it feels right for you, is to thank you, universe, thank you, angels, thank you all who have gone before me, for bringing into my life at this time those who have been sisters with me before and who are here to be sisters with me now. Thank you, universe, for bringing into my life my soul sisters, my soul tribe, and so it is. Use that every day. That will actually help you to bring in the right people for you. Excuse me, I just need to take a drink of water. And that also brings in that throat chakra, speaking our voice, speaking our truth, the power that's in that. And the beauty of devotion is, who is it that you are devoted to? You know, what deity? Is it the planet? Is it just the goddess? Is it the divine? Is it God? What is your daily devotion practice? For me, it's meditation and journaling and being in nature and talking. I talk to the universe all the time. It's a part of my daily life. The priestess is that old, again, Atlantean information. Most of us have been priests or priestesses or healers or even just a part of the lower community in Atlantis, bringing forth those rituals and those traditions, the mystic and the teacher. So don't be afraid to share what it is that you are coming to deep understanding in. As you learn new things, pass those on. A Course in Miracles teaches that what we teach, what we share, what we pass on, we actually become more knowledgeable in, because what we give, we receive. So I hope that they serve you well. Please be kind and gentle with yourself. I know I say this all the time, but you know what? We are all worthy of happiness. We are all worthy of accepting who we are for who we are, because the universe loves us exactly the way that we are. The universe loves you exactly the way that you are right now in this moment. Have a wonderful week. Namaste, blessed be. Thank you.